Hi, this is Ushio, and welcome back to Angels with Scaly Wings. We're in the Freefall mod still, and yeah, in the last part, Anna had a bit more of a lucky turn of events. She's able to continue her research, and she's kind of not going to be put in prison, which is always a bit of a bonus. So we've gone for a walk, and hopefully we can hang out and chill out a little bit more. A cool breeze accompanied us down the path, along with the gentle shine of the late afternoon sun. Anna and I were engaged in idle conversation regarding the day's events and other such matters. No matter the topic, it always seemed she had something clever to say. However, after some time, I noticed something was a little different about Anna's demeanour. Hey, do you mind if I share something with you? Okay, by all means. I did end up going for that walk yesterday afternoon, like I said I would. And how was it? Well, I don't usually walk around town just for no reason, or anywhere for that matter, but it was oddly relaxing. It's kinda hard to describe. I had so much on my mind at the time, the hearing, my illness and my work. All the stress was compounding so much, it felt like I was going to fall apart at the seams. But after just walking around and just taking in everything, eventually something just snapped, and I just felt myself let go of it all. Like I'd just given up caring about everything. Maybe it was just me accepting that soon none of it was going to be significant anymore. I just sort of switched to enjoying whatever was left. It was scarily peaceful, but I liked it. Sounds like it was what you needed then. I know it was just some kind of coping mechanism, but it's okay, Anna. There's no need to dissect it. Anna slowed her gait until she came to a standstill, frowning dejectedly at the sidewalk. I actually considered it, you know. Considered what? Wait. Oh, God, no, not that. Listen. During my walk, I reached the edge of town while I was just meandering aimlessly, and I thought, what if I just left? What if I just ran away and never came back? If I did, maybe it could just stay this way, with nothing else mattering anymore. Did I tell you about what I did the last time I took a vacation? I don't recall so, no. All I did was leave town, not to anywhere fancy. I just walked out in some random direction, spent the whole week just surviving by myself out there before I walked back. It wasn't even difficult. Certainly not something I could do, not without any gear or tools. I could have done it again, you know. I doubt they would have ever found me out there. I would have lived out the remainder of my short life, free of any care, and free of any people, politics, and most importantly, prison. And I could have died somewhere nice, like in a sunny field somewhere, happily sticking it to everyone. Okay, what stopped you? You said there was a chance that things would work out okay for me. I didn't believe it for a second, but I wanted to, desperately. I guess the thought that stopped me was, what if you were right? What if, just maybe, I was overreacting a little? What? You're saying the great Anna had her mind swayed by me of all the people? You came in and listened to all my problems, even when I told you to get lost. Anybody else would have just left me, probably telling themselves that I can sort my own damn crap out. So if anyone is worth listening to in this world, doing that makes you one of them. I'm glad to hear there's a head on those shoulders after all, Anna. Here come Bryce. Oh, and Maverick. They ambled up to the two of us from further behind. Afternoon, Bryce, and to you as well, Maverick. Good to see that our two brave police officers are upholding their civic duty by eavesdropping on local citizens. And good afternoon to you too, Anna. Nice to see you in higher spirits. Yeah, I think it's something to do with the excellent prison food you serve. Oh wait. Now, if only you had the patience to listen yesterday, you could have spared yourself some worry. Save me the I told you so's. I've already had one too many today. Ushio continues to prove himself useful then, hopefully I do. Bite me, Maverick. Maverick's mouth opened to form a reply, but he must have thought better of it and pressed it closed again. I see that you two aren't wearing your badges. Are you both off duty for the day? That we are. Sebastian gets the honour of being on duty for the rest of the evening, while we get to loaf off. He even has a new rookie to look after and show the ropes to. It's good that you're getting a few extra hands in. Indeed it is. He just came down this morning. Though I'm a little disappointed it couldn't have been you. I think you would have made a fair member of our little squad. Hands off him. I need his intelligence for actual important work. Your training would have bruised his fragile brain. Believe me when I say this, I think you would have been safer with us. Anyway, truth be told, this meeting is not coincidental. We figured that you, at least, would be walking home this way. Nice to see you out of the lab early for a change, though. I figured that since today was going out of its way to be radically different, I might as well keep up the trend. Excellent, then perhaps you might be interested in joining us. For what exactly? Maverick? Okay, there are a few things to talk about with you. Me? What? Bryce and I wanted to ask you if you consider joining us for a round or two at his usual dive. Both of you, actually, if you're interested. What? Why me? Well, you know, it's been a while. And it's not often you actually leave work at a reasonable time anymore. Oh, the big grey dunce must be getting sentimental. I'm gonna shed a tear. Plus, I know things have been rough for you the past day or so. Maybe this could help smooth things out after your ordeal. You know what? Fine. If my options are between this and going home to be alone in my ransacked apartment, I'll take this. Awesome. It's the deal. I guess so. We're gonna go drinking. Yeah. Sure. It sounds like a fine enough even to me. Great. Well, what, death? From above? Adine, why is she dropping in like this? I barely had time to adjust my height before the giggling yellow streak zipped above my head. Zipped as well as rolled, spun, dived. Wow, she is stunting out here today. Eventually, Adine flapped and alighted with a dramatic flourish, grinning from frill to frill. And Angel makes her appearance with splendour. Thank you, thank you. The barrel roll was an interesting touch. Entertainment comes guaranteed with my every performance. I'll give it a 10. Looks like you've been keeping yourself busy then, huh, Ushio? When did you become so popular? Well, he's got a penchant for being around whenever someone has problems he can slather his compassion on. Their type attracts all sorts. And don't I know all about it? Anna, this is Adine. She's the volunteer I mentioned to you this morning. Right, pleasure's mine. You probably already know who I am, though. Well, I'll admit, it is a little hard to avoid hearing things about you. A lot of negative things, actually, has to be said. Wow, figures. But Ushio seems to hold you in high regard. That's more than enough indication for me to understand there's probably more to you than what goes round. If he likes you, then you're fine in my books. Oh, so not only does Ushio look out for me, work for me, they advocate for me now too. Watch out, or else I think I'm gonna get attached. Ushio, run. Run as far as you can. I'm happy to see that things worked out better than what you expected, Anna. Truly. You and I both. Well, since you're here, Adine, do you want to come with us too? Come with you? Where? Wait, were you guys making some kind of plan for the evening? Well, Maverick and I just invited Anya and Ush to go out for drinks, which they seemed keen on. By virtue of not having anything better to do. You haven't forgot about what we planned, right? Oh, I might have done. Well, we still can, if you'd rather do that. You know what? Perhaps it could wait till later. Uh-oh, have I made a mistake? My last few visits haven't been particularly joy-filled. We should do something more entertaining. Well, if that's going to be the case, maybe Bryce's suggestion might interest you. You know, might just do. I've made a mistake. I've never really considered bars to be my kind of scene, but there's nothing wrong with a little adventure. That is, if nobody has any objections, that is. You'll get none from me, more the merrier. Same here. Well, let's go get merry. With the verdict decided, Bryce and Maverick began to lead the way. We walked along the winding streets that led through town, with the sun threatening to soon begin its descent beyond the horizon. Occasionally, we would cross paths with other members of the public. Presumably, they were also returning home from work, or leaving for evening activities. We all made casual conversation with each other, although it hadn't taken more than a couple of minutes for some kind of inane argument to break out between Anna and Maverick as they walked alongside each other. Bryce occasionally chimed in to mediate. Whatever it was about, I wasn't sure of. Adine and I weren't really paying attention as we trailed behind them. There are other people we wanted to concentrate on. Well, I guess you didn't have much trouble finding me after all. You must get a pretty good view from way up there, huh? Oh, you bet I do. Though, you're understandably a little easier to spot than others. No, I did find it a bit concerning when you didn't answer your door when I got there. Oh, sorry you had to go looking for me. Today's events were a little unexpected. Oh, don't be sorry. No big deal for me. Besides, it's nice to see you getting up and about more. Has your leg been giving you much strife? You know what? I've barely thought about it today, actually. Guess all of the activity has kept it off my mind. You'll be doing the 100-meter dash in no time. I'm not much of an athlete. Perhaps I could beat you in one too. Ooh, game on. If I did, I bet there's a chance that I could beat you. You must be joking. You think you could run faster than I could fly? What about on foot though? Equal terms, you know? Oh, well, that is an interesting thought. I've never been much for running around for a prolonged amount of time, as you might imagine. I don't think I really have the right physical form for that kind of thing either. I don't know about that. Your legs look pretty strong to me. Oh, well, only because I use them for taking off. Don't sell yourself short. I think there's plenty of good things about your form. Aha. Well, if we're using that as a criteria, then perhaps it would be a fair race. I look forward to the day that we can find out. You're on. Regardless, I'm happy that you're recovering. It's no fun to watch you hobble around in pain. Thanks, Adine. Did it take you long to find us? Oh, not very. I left to go find you the moment work finished, and that was about 15 minutes ago. Eager to see me, were you? Oh, well, you know. Perhaps I was? Just a little. Yeah. Fine. Yes, I was. For any particular reason? Well, Adine paused to check that the other three were engaged in their own conversation before continuing. Last night has been on my mind a bit today. Thinking about the visions you saw. Well, yeah, a little bit of that too, but... Hey you two, this the place! Bryce, Maverick and Anna had all stopped outside a doorway to a fancy building. It was adorned with pieces of decoration, suggesting that it was indeed a pub of some description. I recognised it as the same place I visited with Lirem earlier. It must be a popular place. The bar was pleasantly full, on account of it being a Friday evening. The atmosphere felt boisterous, yet welcoming at the same time. Various groups of dragons sat around at tables, talking, drinking and laughing. Though there were the usual amount of lonely souls sitting at the bar, sipping their beverages in solemn silence. Funny, a couple of weeks passed, and I would have been in the same position. We all piled into one of the two largest tables near the end of the building. They were the only two that would fit up to 6 occupants. Adine seated herself on one of the chairs next to you. Bryce and Maverick moved in opposite for you, moving their respective chairs out of the way, and sat upon their haunches. Anna followed last and sat down near Adine. Now this is beginning to look like what every Friday evening should start like. Bryce, the moment a drink hits the table in front of you, you'd be saying that even if you were alone. Well, you be damn right. Speak of the drinks on the table, ours is feeling a little empty. Who's feeling dry? Good evening, Chief Bryce. You seem to have pulled in quite the crowd today. How may I serve our esteemed guests? Well, you probably know what I'll be having, Zhang. The usual for Bryce. Okay, anybody else? I'll do a straight whiskey. Wow. Neat or on the rocks? Ice, thanks. No problem. How about you? What do I want? Beer, wine, spirits, non-alcoholic? I guess we'll just hit him with the beer. Just some ale, thanks. Very well. Oh, and before I forget, everyone's first round's on me, Zhang. Oh, how charitable of you, Maverick. The waiter turned to face Adine. Anything for you, miss? Oh, I don't know. Not much of a drinker, so not really sure what I'd like. You know what? I'll just have what Oshio's having. Very well. I'll have some ale brought for you as well. You sure? Not really, so I'm putting my faith in your taste. Well, good luck. Perhaps we can use this as a measuring stick for our endurance. If it's a competition you want, you're on. Then I'll be seeing you under the table. That's the spirit. We are not going to win. Finally, the waiter turned toward Anna. And for you, madame? Vodka with orange juice. Not a problem. The waiter finished scribbling down everyone's orders. Very well, I shall be back momentarily. Still drinking the same stuff, huh, Anna? Oh please, as if you're a bastion of originality yourself. Whiskey every time? Like you think it makes you look like a hard ass? You know it's just my taste. Film noir called. They want their flagrant stereotypes back. Anyway, Maverick, there's something you wanted to talk about while we were here? Yeah, there is. Come on, Mav, out with it. Alright, get off my case. Look, I'm sorry I was such an arsehole towards you, you know, during the whole incident with Reza thing. The suspicion, the disbelief, it wasn't really warranted at the end. Bryce had been banging on about how I should apologise properly, and to be honest, he's right, I should. Well, I don't think it's fair to say that it was totally unwarranted. Yeah, but I took it too far. I even straight up accused you of being in league with him, and went out of my way to try to prove it too. It was a lot of wasted effort in the end, all because of my... what's the word I'm looking for? Rampant xenophobia? Come on, that's a bit far. Oh, I know. How about your hard-headed beliefs? Whatever, close enough. Maverick is chilled on this one. I'll level with you, Maverick. The first human you ever got the chance to interact with was rude, anti-suspiciously shot you, and then murdered his way through town, all while believing that he was doing what was best for humanity. He didn't exactly garner the best of first impressions for our species. No, he didn't. To be honest, I probably wasn't doing the best job for that myself though. But I'm glad you can see it from my point of view. In hindsight, the differences in attitudes between the two of you are like night and day. You two might as well have been from different planets. Honestly, it's strange how we could have considered each other friends at some point, but that was a long time ago now. A small part of me is still upset that he ended up dead. He was only doing what he thought was right after all. Not that I could have possibly condoned any of his methods. Don't be. He showed no such remorse for any one of his victims, human or otherwise. He doesn't deserve any kind of sympathy. Agreed. He had every opportunity to resolve things peacefully, and he threw every one of them in our faces. Don't dragons believe every life is precious? Sure, if you remember our traditions and all that, but only a fool follows tradition without question. It's just not progressive. I know Anna would agree with me here, right? I don't even want to get into this. This is supposed to be your apology, not a philosophical debate. Anyway, sometimes it's just not reasonable to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. Sometimes you remember that the hard way when doing this kind of work. Tangents aside though, I hope we can move past all this. Don't worry, I've already moved past it, Maverick. I accepted your apology back when you gave it at the underground facility, and I accept it again now. Besides, now that we've both been shot, I'd say that puts us both at even. With that, Maverick erupted into a bellowing, raucous laughter. That's a funny way of looking at it, but yeah, I guess it does. You're right though, being shot really does hurt. Yeah, no kidding, smartass. That little tie has a real bite to it. I'm sorry we weren't there in time to prevent you from being hurt. With the way things were going, I'm happy you two were there at all. You're a very reasonable person. There is one thing about the whole encounter that I've never really thought about until now though. What's that? When Adine went to go find help, how exactly did she find you so fast? What were you doing? Perhaps it's better I tell you later. Now might not be the best time. Okay, if you say so, I'm intrigued. With the mood lifted once more, the waiter returned, carrying a tray laden with everyone's drinks. Excellent timing, Zhong. My mouth was going fuzzy from all these emotions going around. Well, I do try my best. He set the tray down and started handing everyone their respective beverages. Maverick and Bryce's drinks were in large decorated bowls, on account of their lack of hands. Everybody else's drinks were in tall glasses that resembled the ones I remember from back home. You did a good job of balancing all of that on one tray, dude. The sentiment's appreciated. If anyone requires anything else, just give me a call. Though I know I'll be back at least twice more for Bryce's refills. Only twice? It's like you don't even know me. We are gonna get trashed. Okay, I guess he's implying that you're a big drinker then? Well, I guess you could say something like that. Drinking is definitely something I do, and I am of larger species that exist. In more ways than a few. Oh my god, Bryce is such an animal. Aren't we all though? Alright, everyone, listen here. Bryce dragged his vessel closer toward him with his jaw before continuing. Here's to Ushio, Adine and Maverick. Without them, we would have had a serial killer on the loose, and a catastrophic asteroid would soon be ending all life as we know it. One of those things being slightly more significant than the other, I feel. Everyone took a celebratory drink from their containers. There were some others around us at the other tables who had heard, and also cheered us as they drank. Okay, thanks Bryce. Thank me. You gotta be having me on. It's the absolute least I could do to recognise all that you've done. I took my glass in my hand again. Here's to, all of those who lost their lives during the incident. All of Rez's unfortunate victims. Everyone took another drink, albeit with a far more solemn temperament. It's good of you to remember them like that. Yeah, you're a good soul. It's also the least I could do. Reza and I caused so much trouble coming here. Reza caused trouble coming here. You did all you could to make things right. And here's to the humans. To every one of them who had the misfortune to be stuck in their world without our aid. Oh, of course. It's turned to a bit of a downer, this drink party. Ah, damn. Sorry, Ushio. It must be pretty hard having to come to terms with that. The familiar surge of emotion that came with pondering the fate of my race began to rise once more. But Adine warmly laid a hand atop of my own, which was resting on the table. The contact helped alleviate the building sorrow. And here's to the hope that things will get better for them. If any of them are as tenacious as Ushio is, I know they have the strength to recover. Thanks, Adine. Yeah, they're all gonna get back on their feet somehow. Who knows, perhaps one day they could try to get the portal connection going, and one day it might just spark back to life. You might even be able to go back home again. I don't think that's ever going to be a possibility in my lifetime, unfortunately. But you know what? We're friends as good as you guys. I'm not sure that I even want to go back. Ah, you softy. And that's the Ushio I'd like to see. I'm sure everybody here is glad to have you here. Well, I got a suggestion which could perk things up here again. Please don't start singing. Anna's gone quiet though. Since we have enough people to make things more interesting, why don't we play something? What, like a drinking game? Yeah, could be fun. Of course you think it would be fun. Come on, don't be so bent out of shape. Alright, fine. What do you three think? I don't see why not. Adine, how about you? Okay, but I'll make no promises on my condition afterward. That's the best part. You'll be fine. You're carrying me home if I'm not. Anna? Fine, I'll indulge you. What are we playing? I've got a quaint idea. Why don't we let Ushio suggest something? What, really? Yeah, let's play one that they do in the human world. It's a good idea. I don't think there's many that I can remember. Come on, surely you can think of just one. Thinking about it, there really weren't that many number of games I remember ever having played. There was one I did recall though, but it wasn't something that I had played since I was a teenager. We're not going to spin the bottle, are we? Okay, I remember one. It's pretty old and kind of basic. Lay it on us. The idea is that we all take turns by saying, never have I ever, and then something that someone here could have done. Everybody who has done that thing drinks, including the person asking. Is there a goal of some kind? Not really. I guess you could say that it's to get everybody else to drink more than you, or just to get people to spill some information. It's usually a good icebreaker game. There's also a version called 10 Fingers, but that might be a little hard to play for, well, all of you, actually. You must have worked hard for those biology degrees. Damn. So it's kind of like that game we played before then? What, Truth or Dare? It's a little bit, I suppose, except with 100% less dares. And 100% more getting hammered. I like it. Why don't I see this ending happily? Well, since you know how it goes, you should go first. Okay, never have I ever been naked in public. Not played this before. Cheated on a test. I mean, I've never been naked in public, but all of these people have. So, yeah, let's get them drunk. Everyone gave me a questioning look before each taking a drink from their respective vessels. Pressing your strange advantages already, huh? It was an easy one, I'll admit. It's one human social standard I feel I'll never fully understand. I bet you can't stand everyone here being so revealing, huh? Does it excite you? I'll leave him be. Are we going clockwise? If so, it's your turn, Adine. I hate going last. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, never have I ever gone to work without getting any sleep. Anna drained an inch off from her drink. Praise caffeine for helping me survive days like those. Wait, days? How many times has this happened? Perhaps more than they should. Some nights I just kept working and never stopped. I only left early in the morning to get some coffee and come back. I guess that counts as going to work with no sleep. That kind of sounds healthy. Yeah, well, it's my life. I don't need your sympathy if you're trying to give it. Okay, enough with the tame questions. Never have I ever been in the shower with someone else. So, yeah, us and Adine, Adine and I exchanged an awkward glance at each other and sheepishly gulped down some of our drinks. Well, well, what's this, you two? Good times with old flames? Maybe there's more to it than that, Bryce. What are you implying? Maybe you two have been getting soapy with each other. And where did you get that idea from? Things get around. I hear you and Anna have been spending quite the amount of time with each other. And don't think we didn't notice what you two were talking about before. We're just good friends, okay? I think he's a nice person, and we're allowed to spend time with each other if we want. Besides, they've been quite helpful, actually. Helpful for getting those hard-to-reach spots, you mean? Bryce. Okay, enough teasing them, you two. Leave it at that. Besides, my go. I looked over at Maverick, who had graciously interjected. I didn't expect him to be glancing back at me, however. His eyes looked over Adine and I with unfamiliar softness. What's he going to say? Never have I ever stolen something. Have I? I'm trying to think. In the game, we do kind of find objects, don't we? Does that count as stealing? I'm a drink. Both Anna and I took a few fingers off from our drinks. Our cheeks were beginning to redden slightly. Oh, we took the map, didn't we? We took the map. Well, no more than the usual for her anyway. Looks like there's more to Ushio than we thought. No surprises coming from you though. Anna, I can believe, but you? What exactly did you steal? Well, the blueprint. When I went to the police archives during the investigation, I took the blueprint of the underground building. What? You just took it? Well, I actually just used a copy machine to make a copy. Why? I asked Ushio to get a copy of it for me. I guess that makes me partially to blame. We were both curious about it, since it was made by humans. Silly Ushio, piracy isn't stealing. The original's still there after all. You know it was wrong to do that without permission though, right? Perhaps, but had I not given Adine a copy of the map, Maverick wouldn't have been able to sneak up on Reza and stop him. Had they used the front entrance instead, the encounter with Reza could have gone much worse. I don't think he would have hesitated to use his gun on all of us. We know this is true. I think we can let it slide, Bryce. Yeah, it's no big deal. Just make sure that next time you run something like that by us, okay? Okay, I'm sorry. Looks like you got away with it, nice. What about you, Anna? Was your heist more interesting than the reckless use of office equipment? It might have been. Wait, is that something you want to admit to in front of two police officers, Anna? You're on thin ice enough as it is. Didn't she steal an egg? Arrest me then, big boy. Oh, wait, you can't. You got nothing but my word. In the right circumstances, your word is all I need. Yeah, and getting drunk at a bar wouldn't be one of them. Yeah, I know, I'm just messing. It was a long time ago anyway, statute of limitations and all that. But I'll let you know something right now. If you're thinking about putting me in handcuffs, you can just forget it. Nah, I think I'll let Maverick take care of that one. I've been told it's familiar territory. Damn. Oh no. Maverick? They will never find your body. Oh no. I think I like this game. Okay, my turn at last. Never have I ever tongue-kissed someone. We kind of worked our way through most of the main dragons in this game, one way or the other. I'm gonna say yeah. I lifted my drink and took a gulp. Everybody else at the table did the same, except for one. Adine, you haven't? Oh, well, no, actually, I haven't. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've kissed people before. Just not in that kind of way. I've never been in that serious kind of a relationship before. Of course you pick something where you would drink yourself. I'm too sober. Bryce loves himself as much as he loves others. Damn. The evening progressed as we continued to go round and round. Jean occasionally came by to refill our empty drinks with his usual smile and polite decorum. The conversations never failed to amuse or embarrass at least one occupant at the table, but most importantly, everybody was having fun as we continued to get pleasantly drunk. Never have I ever jumped off a cliff. Adine and Maverick both ingested another mouthful. Hold on, why did... Oh right, of course. You winged ones probably get to do that often. It's actually part of how we got taught to fly properly at school. The flight teachers had us all jump one by one from the cliffs into the nearby canyon. It was pretty exhilarating when we were younger. That sounds really dangerous. What if someone couldn't manage? Ah, it's no big deal. There were always at least 2 teachers prepared to catch you before anybody got near the ground. They also had some netting and mats just in case though, but I don't think they ever got much use. That sounds insane. It probably does sound a little crazy for people without wings. Some of us used to see how long we could freefall before the teachers freaked out and came after us. That sounds like something you would do, yeah. I might have done. Yeah, alright, I totally did. I was a complete show-off. Well, who doesn't like flaunting their talents, huh? Okay, never have I ever used my mouth on someone intimately. Oh man, Bryce, you're a real creature sometimes. Anna and Maverick both chugged down more of their drinks with burning faces. Bitter days you two, huh? You just shut it, creep. Jeez, Maverick, how could you ever go out with someone so moody, huh? You know this is just a tasting, again. Okay, you listen here, numbskull. I'll tell you something about everyone getting drunk. My taste? Shut up. Never have I ever. Let's move on. Sang in the shower, done community service. We're back in the shower again? I tried. How did it go? Well, at least for me. I can't speak for the rest. What about you, Mav? No. You? Only after a really, really good night. Never heard it. I know. Wow, it's harsh, man. Ouch. I sometimes do. You just never heard it. Oh, but I bet they made you sing in other ways. Nothing happened. Seriously, yeah, harassment, man. If you say so. Not sure how many more I have in me. Getting drunk. Okay, one more. She was nervously fidgeting with her wings. Never have I ever fallen in love with a dragon. Wow, that's direct. Everybody was looking at me. Well, everybody except Anna, whose face was enjoying a nice rest upon the table. Clever. Oh, damn, Adine. You want to do this now? In front of everybody? Ooh. Ooh. Go for it. Drink. Sit, chug it down. You do? Well, if everybody's drunk, maybe nobody will remember. That's really strong of you. Ah, fuck it. Maverick, too, drained the remainder of his drink. At the sound of liquid pouring down Maverick's throat, Anna's head snapped up from the table. You what? Who? Who do you think? What the hell do you mean, who do you think? Anna slammed clenched fists upon the table and stood up, venomously glowering at her grey cohort. 1.5 years we were together. 1.5 years, and you never said anything about it. That you... Some of the other patrons of the establishment had gone quiet and began to stare at the unfolding scene. Well, I just thought I'd be honest. You want to be honest now? After all this time? What the hell's wrong with you? Oh, I know. Perhaps this is your idea of some kind of sick joke. It's not. I promise. Well, here's what I think of your fucking honesty, Maverick. Anna viciously snatched her drink in her hand. We all reflexively covered our faces with our arms to avoid getting splashed when she drank the entire glass. I'll give up. Wow, she passed out. And with that, Anna passed out, falling to the floor with an unceremonious crash. Out cold. Well, congratulations, buddy. Ah, damn. Is she okay? I think so. Maybe I better help her home, though. Yeah, I think this is probably an appropriate wrapping up point. You think so? We hailed the waiter and cleared our bills for the evening. Maverick paid for Anna, as she was still comatose. Afterward, Adine and I helped the snoozing red dragon onto Maverick's back before we left for the night. You gonna be alright, carrying her all the way home? Maverick awkwardly adjusted Anna's sleeping body upon his back, keeping her in place with his wings. Yeah, this should be no problem. What happens when she wakes up, though? That's the thing I'm worried about. I can imagine. Why have you never told her before? I think it was because I was just too afraid of her potential reaction. I was always scared to tell her what I really thought of her because, well, you know, Anna, things aren't always easy or predictable with her. Tonight being no exception, it seems. That, and I'm not sure she could handle the high level of commitment. Then we ended up drifting apart anyway because of our work, so I thought it wouldn't matter anymore. Why now, though? Well, maybe you inspired me a little. It takes a lot of guts to admit something like that, especially in front of other people. Hey, you three. I'll see you all later, huh? Don't have too much fun with Anna, Maverick. Just don't, Bryce. Yeah, see you later, Bryce. Okay, I'd better go too. Drama Queen needs tucking into bed. I'll see you some other time, Shio, and you too, Adine. Let him go, or wait, didn't he want to talk about something? What's up? Before you go, one last thing. I asked before, but you said it might not be a good time, but now that the others are out of the picture. Okay, I'll spill. I was following you two that night before the fireworks show. I hope you understand, my suspicions were still, well, high. You two went out to see the fireworks, alone, and with each other. I wanted to be sure that you weren't planning on doing something horrible. But you two just sat there. You were both just enjoying each other's company. You looked happy together. Well, until you ran off, that is. After you went to look for Reza up at the portal, Maverick flew up and held me before I could get very far. You didn't need much explanation, though. Yeah, I didn't. Anna and I used to watch those fireworks together too, you know. You two reminded me of better days. Look, I'm not sure if it's going to be worth much coming from me. I know that I'm not exactly killer at relationships. Heck, just look at me. I couldn't even bring myself to be honest with my feelings until just now. But regardless of what you decide you're doing yourselves, I think you two make a pretty adorable pairing. Oh, well. You're such a fat softy, Maverick. Waking up a bit. How much of that did you hear? Anna responded with some unintelligible burbling. Come on, let's get you out of the cold. Good night, you two. Good night. Yeah, night, Maverick, and thanks. And with that, Maverick took his leave as well, Anna clinging to his back lopsidedly. I'm not a drama queen. Of course you're not. With everybody else gone for the evening, Adine and I were left alone standing outside the front of the bar. I noticed that the air had indeed cooled significantly due to the obvious lacking presence of the sun. So what now? I think I should probably get going. It's gotten pretty late. You going already? Wasn't there something you wanted to talk about? That should probably wait until a better time, to be honest. I'm tired and a little drunk. It wouldn't be... Oh, it doesn't matter anyway. You gonna be okay getting home? I'm sure I'll be just fine. Adine took a few steps forward, pulled down her goggles, and stretched her wings out, but her slight wobble as she did so suggested something was a little off. I'll see you around. She took a few steps and kicked off with her wings, flapping her wings with vigour as she attempted to take off. But she only managed to elevate herself to an awkward hover before tilting out and landing on her feet again with an unbalanced teeter. Oh, come on, I just have to... She attempted again. This time, she managed a little further before coming to a landing again. I could hear her muttering to herself under her breath. What's wrong with me? I can't even manage a few drinks before... She readied herself again, as anger built on her face, but at this point, I wasn't convinced what she was attempting to do was safe anymore. Stop or let her go. She's, like, drunk, so isn't, like... Because we have drink driving, that's definitely a bad idea. You got drunk flying. No, stop her. Yeah, this seems like a bad idea. I really don't think you should be trying to fly right now. I'm fine, really. Being the one who knows the most about flying here, I think I know when I can manage. That's what you said before the flying competition. Neither of us needs to be reminded about how that turned out. Well, this is different. Adine, please, we both know it's not, and I'm worried about your safety. I've never seen you having trouble taking off even once before. Seeing it happen twice, especially in your condition, gives me real cause for concern. I really don't want to see you get hurt again. Please, will you let me walk you home instead? Yeah, okay. It was irresponsible of me to try anyway. I wouldn't let a friend do something dangerous while under the influence back home, and that's not going to change here. Probably for the best. We should get going before it gets too cold. Your apartment's a bit of a walk from here. Yeah, it is a bit of a distance. At least half an hour, I think. Sorry if that's a bother. I don't mind. It's in good company after all. Shall we then? We both moved off together, walking side by side with one another. Okay, I think we'll leave this one here. We've had our drinking, and now we're going to have a nighttime stroll, and we're going to do this in the next episode. This is Osho signing off, and hopefully I will see you next time.